Hey guys, welcome back into the Stokastic YouTube channel. My name's Geoff Ulrich, bringing you a little bit of Sunday night football picks for No House Advantage. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Sunday night football. We got the Packers visiting the Bills. We're also going to be talking about No House Advantage, a great site with a couple different ways to play. And if you're new to No House Advantage, you can use promo code Stokastic to sign up there. That gives you a $50 match deposit bonus right off the top. It's for new depositors only. But again, you deposit $50, you get $50 extra in return. It's just a great way to build a bankroll, to try out the site as well, because there are a couple different ways to play on No House Advantage. There's the Pick'em contest, which we're going to be mainly talking about in this video. That's where you're creating prop-based lineups, giving them different values, usually 1 through 10, 1 through 7 down the list. And then you're putting that lineup into a big contest against other people. And for Sunday Night Football, No House has a $15K guaranteed, $5K to first contest. And guys, there's been overlay on a lot of these primetime slates, so a great time to try out No House Advantage. There's also the versus the house contest at No House Advantage. That's where you're just creating your own parlay style multiplier tickets. You can get up to 20x at No House Advantage. So again, not many sites doing this across the industry. Great time to check it out. A couple different ways to play. Like I said, we also have free projections over on Stokastic.com where you can, just, again, they're free, so you can check them out. You can lean on them against these slates. You can just use them. You can fade them if we want, but they're free. But definitely check them out at Stokastic.com. Again, we got a lot of great projections for all the sports too, but the ones for No House Advantage are free. Do me one favor, smash the like button here, subscribe to the Stokastic YouTube channel if you haven't done already. And now let's get into these Sunday Night Football picks, because we do have Aaron Rodgers going up against Josh Allen here. Aaron Rodgers, first time in his career, he's a double-digit underdog. This is historic stuff before we get into these props. So something to think about here. Are the Green Bay Packers going to get it together tonight? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win this game. I do think that they're going to make this a closer contest than people think. So let's start with the Green Bay Packers players, because I think there's a couple good opportunities here. We have some low props on the Green Bay Packers. And let's start with Robert Tonyan. We're getting a 31.5 receiving total on Tonyan. Now, look, this is pretty big. It's a little bit bigger than we're seeing across the industry, but you went over to Stokastic.com, you looked at our projections, you'd say, well, we're actually pretty bullish on Robert Tonyan here. And to me, it makes sense. So dude who two games ago had 12 targets. He had 4 targets in the last game, but the wide receivers on Green Bay can't catch the ball. Aaron Rodgers hates them all. The one guy he's actually been leaning on is Robert Tonyan. He's got history with Tonyan as well. A couple of years ago, they had a massive year combined for like double-digit touchdowns. And again, we have Tonyan to go over this 31.5 receiving yard. I think a lot of people will look at this number as well, say it's a little bit too big. It's a little bit bigger than what we're seeing across the other sports books. But at No House, you go over this, you could get one over on the field. A little bit of game theory involved here. I think Tonyan sees a bunch of targets in a game where Green Bay probably going to be throwing late into the game just because of how good the Buffalo Bills offense is. So let's start with the Robert Tonyan over 31.5. I think he's going to be a pivotal player here for Aaron Rodgers, not just in this game, but for the rest of the year. Let's stick with the Green Bay Packers, because another player I expect to get going in this spot, at least get going a little bit on the ground, is going to be Aaron Jones. We've got a 49.5 rushing prop for Aaron Jones. This is very small. I know he's still splitting carries with A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon probably going to soak up 8 to 10 touches there, but Aaron Jones, a very efficient player, and I just think that Green Bay is going to be trying to run the ball a little bit more here, get Aaron Jones going. Aaron Jones is their one focal piece who, when he gets going, when he starts moving the ball, Green Bay is tough to beat. That's kind of what we've seen in their victories this year. 49.5 is 49.5, is a very low number for Aaron Jones, and we have him projected to go over this as well. It's a tough defense. It's a tough matchup, but Green Bay in the past has been a very good rush team. They've run the ball against good rush defenses in the past. I think they're going to try and come out and do the same thing here. At the very least, I just got too much respect for Aaron Jones to take an under here. It's 49.5. Again, you look on our projections, this is a pretty solid over for us. So that's going to be our second one. Again, couple of the Packers right off the top. I just think that their props are a little bit too low tonight. And especially when you're looking at the pick'em contest on No House Advantage, it just makes sense to take a couple overs. People are really down on Green Bay right now. I don't think that's going to be a popular move. Let's go to the Buffalo Bills, because I think overs on the Buffalo Bill players will be very popular tonight. I mean, why not? They're the best team in the league. It's a bit of a tougher matchup, though. Like, I do think Green Bay is going to try and kill clock here, make this game closer than people think. And if I'm right, if Aaron Jones is running the ball a little bit more, Buffalo just doesn't have the ball quite as much, I think going under on 2.5 passing touchdowns for Josh Allen is more than reasonable. This is a very big number for any quarterback to hit. There are so many different ways teams can score touchdowns. Buffalo could get a defensive touchdown. Josh Allen could run for 2 touchdowns. They could just hand it off in the red zone today. 3 passing touchdowns for Josh Allen. He can do it. We know that, but it's a lot for any quarterback in the NFL these days. So I think going under on Josh Allen, 2.5 passing touchdowns. We're going to call this just the easy prop. This is one I think you should be putting up high in your lineups. Again, talking the pick'em contest, make this like a 7 to 10 point play, whatever's available there for the lineups this week. I would make this a high one. This is just too big a prop, in my opinion, to take the over on. If you want to be super contrarian and go for some, massive Buffalo Bills passing stacks, I guess you could do it, but I like the under here. Again, we have Josh Allen projected for around 2 passing touchdowns, but asking him to go over 2.5, that's a big one. I think this is an easy under. Again, one I would be looking for like a higher point play too in the pick'em contest. But we're going to stick with the Bills because they do have so many good players. I mean, you can look at Devin Singletary here. He's got a bit of a lower prop. Maybe you go to Gabe Davis, but let's just go to the alpha guy out there. It's Steph Diggs, 93.5 receiving yards. This is pretty big, I admit, but we have Steph Diggs projected for right around this total. And one thing I do think that you're going to see from the Bills offense is they're going to be able to move the ball a bit through the air. And I think it's going to be mainly Steph Diggs. In the past, you'd probably worry about a matchup with Green Bay for a top wide receiver, but that just hasn't been the case this year. Green Bay has been allowing everyone just to kind of go off against them. Bigger plays in the secondary. I don't know what's going on out there with their cornerbacks, but they haven't got it together yet this year. And I don't think that a matchup with Josh Allen and Steph Diggs is necessarily going to be one where they just start limiting wide receiver one's yards. I think Steph Diggs is in a matchup here where he's probably going to push for 90. And if he gets that one catch late, we'll probably go over this. Good chance he hits 100 yards too. 93.5. Again, a lot of people could be laying off this one, but it's a pretty strong projection we have as well for Steph Diggs. And I like this matchup. So over 93.5 yards, that's going to be our last target for this game. Just a quick recap here. We're going to start with some Green Bay overs because I just think their props are still a little bit too low this week. We're going to go Robert Tonyan over 31.5 receiving yards. Again, think he's going to soak up the targets. He had 12 targets 2 games ago. Maybe not expecting that many, but we're going to get a few. Aaron Jones over 49.5 rush yards. Again, just too low. We're going to go under Josh Allen, 2.5 passing touchdowns. Just a massive number. And we're going to go over Steph Diggs, 93.5 yards. So those are going to be our 4 picks for this video, guys. Again, check out Stokastic.com. Free projections for No House Advantage over on the site. Don't forget, use promo code Stokastic when you're signing up. For all new depositors, you get a $50 match deposit bonus right off the top. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Stokastic YouTube channel if you haven't done it already. My name is Geoff Ulrich. I hope you have a great Sunday Night Football. We'll talk to you again soon.